Alright guys, so here's the combo. This is cool. So it's Muscle Sprout. So this one immediately turns into a 4-3, and now look at this play. I mean, one of the highest value shooting for twos you'll ever see. It's a 4-4 buff on the board. I mean, what does Morticia even do about this now? Making content for you guys is a full-time job, and it's only possible with your support. Click the link in the description to join my Patreon for access to exclusive streams, deep fry podcasts, private video calls, and more. What's going on, everybody? This is Fry. So today we're doing a deck for Muscle Sprout. Here's going to be some combos you can do. So obviously it's going to be Muscle Sprout, and then you spam your Shroom for 2, and that will turn this 3-cost Muscle Sprout, 3-cost 3-2. Since you're playing 2 minions all in one, this will go up to 4-3, and then 5-4, which is huge value for a 3-drop. You can also play your little Puff Shrooms as well for, again, free value with the Muscle Sprout. You can even do that on turn 3. I'll tell you even a better combo. Is that you play your Imitator on turn 3, and then you play Muscle Sprout on turn 4. So that will turn the, they will make the Muscle Sprout that you play instantly gain and become a 4-3 because the Imitator will turn into a second Muscle Sprout, so that counts as playing a minion. And then every single time you spam your Shroom for 2 or your Puff Shrooms, it's going to be growing both Muscle Sprouts, so huge synergy there. The Imitator can also just copy Buff Shroom. Like if you have some mushrooms on the board, you're getting double Buff Shroom, really turns the field very strong into 3-3s. You can also even imitate Punish Shroom as long as you're against an opponent who can't, doesn't have an answer to the 2-2 Punish Shroom, having a second one. That means every Shroom that dies, you're going to be getting, 2 shots of 2 instead of just 1. Huge value. Imitator can also copy the Bananasaurus Rex. And can also copy the Gloom Shroom. So a lot of synergy with the Imitator here. A lot of targets it can copy. Can even copy Click Bee, because if you have an Imitator on the board, if you play Click Bee, this will make 2 3-3s as well as a whole bunch of Click Bees in your deck. So you want to finish off opponent by clearing them with your Berry Blast, with your Meteor Superpower. You got Time to Shine, 3 Plant Food, and again, the Gloom Shroom ability in order to clear lanes and make your big cards hit face. Let's see how this deck does. I'll maybe make a little adjustments if there's not enough early game. Kind of like a mid-range deck. You can play fast and play your Click Bees and your Shroom for 2 Buff Shroom early, but I think Shroom for 2 Buff Shroom becomes better when you wait and you're actually playing it more mid-range. You're setting up the big combos more turns 3, 4, 5, because that will ensure that you'll have the right combos in your hand, like a very big Buff Shroom with a lot of Shrooms on the board. Becomes a lot less, weak to not having the right combo or to early game removal. And again, it really definitely works a lot better with the Muscle Sprout and the Imitator with the combos that I said. Really good. Again, turns 3 kind of like it's a setup turn, and then gaining a ton of tempo on turns 4 and 5. Let's see how this deck does. Hope you guys enjoy. And we're going to get right into it. I didn't reset the scorecard here. Let's do, I don't got a lot of time today, so we're going to do 8 games with this deck. If you think we are going to win 6 out of 8, vote yes. 5 out of 8 is going to be a no. We bet using our fries over here at the live stream, twitch.tv/fry 'em up. So let's look for, kind of like looking for Berry Blast. Over 2 is, I guess, is good. We could just set this up early against the Morticia.
We need a leap.
It's a fine hand. Do we do this fast? I mean, it's going to be 2 damage, and then it's going to be like 6. I think I'm going to, we have the perfect curve, right? Should I just go fast? You know what? Screw it. Let's try a game. I'll do this on Heights and play around Acid Rain. Since we have the perfect mushroom curve, let's try a game doing that. And, probably in other games, I'm going to just be a lot more passive and actually set these up later. But, again. Shroom for 2, Buff Shroom, Punish Shroom. Can't really argue against that. It's probably going to be a Teleportation Zombie, so we have a good trade coming up here. So we do have an Imitator in hand now, which again, if we draw into our late game, will become really good. Kind of initiate these bets here. I think he's Starch Lord, gifting a sub, and I missed one before. Sorry, I'm just setting up the bets here. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
We need a leap.
So we got a second buff shroom. It's pretty good. We also have like Berry Blast. I could just play Imitator too, man. Second buff shroom is harsh here. Everything's good. Everything is really, really good here. I think buff shroom is the best though. So we're gonna do that. Also makes this entire card live. There's the Acid Rain. It doesn't do a ton. Nibbling to kill that card. It's okay. Deck seems to be doing pretty well so far. We have a lot of momentum here on this board and a lot more in hand.
We need a leap! We need a leap!
Thank you, Mooner. Starchlord's gifting a bunch of subs here. Thank you so much. So, what's the play going to be here? Bananasaurus Rex is obviously not... We're not able to set that up. Ooh. Anything we play here dies really bad to the 4/4, unfortunately. We could just Berry Blast. It's kind of sad. Summoning our bats will hit anything that we develop here. I think we're just going to Berry Blast. A little bit of a harsh play. Really good against, you know... We have 3, like, high potential but initially low stats, you know, dying into the 4/4. So that's sad. The opponent seems to be doing pretty well now. Good catch-up play from the opponent for sure. See if we get a bats or a summoning in 3. We do. Maybe we can dodge. We can only get 1 attack. No, man. Gets another card in hand. Little unfortunate here. Yeah, so not a whole lot we can do. Imitator Buff Shroom. Is Imitator Buff Shroom a good play? We can go Gloom Shroom Buff Shroom. It's not terrible. Wonder what the opponent's gonna do here. Maybe teleport something in? This will make 2/3. It'll make 4 3/3s essentially if we do this play. I think this is the play. Imitator will probably hit something more expensive later. Alright, time to chill and concentrate on this game now. Wow, and the opponent's down to 8 health and we have just another Gloom Shroom now? Crazy. The moment the opponent like plays like Big Borg, we might be able to, yeah, like that's a huge kind of a lack of a play, you know? I mean, we could go Imitator Punisher him, which is really not a bad play. We can also just play Bananasaurus Rex and buff it, and that way it'll attack through, I mean, it won't die to Evaporate, an Acid Rain was used, Summoning was used, and it won't die to Bats, it'll still attack. So this, I think, makes guaranteed lethal. So let's do it like that. Yep, we got it. We got him. Just calculating opponent's superpowers. That's guaranteed. It's 1-0. Yes. All right. Deck did really well, even with the little mishap with the Bounty Hunter on turn 4. And it always felt like we not only had a better board than the opponent, but also had a lot of ammunition in hand to make that board even stronger. So it's definitely a really good sign for a deck. I'm really excited about the muscle shrooms, the muscle sprouts. We'll see if we can get some of those going. I'll also keep an eye if the 2 puff shrooms is enough. Maybe more would be better. I don't know what I would take out. Puff shroom itself isn't a ton of value, like as a card. I just don't want to be running out of steam by running too many puff shrooms in the day. All right. So you always get rid of plant food. Double click P, obviously really, really strong. I I guess we'll look for something stronger than this. Is Berry Blast going to be good in this matchup? I think it's always good. And obviously the Shroom for 2, not great here, but we'll draw into better things. I think we're going to just let that happen, and we'll develop our Click Bees in 1 and 2. Shroom for 2, again, is a card that you're using it as a combo. Either with your Muscle Sprout, your Buff Shroom, your Gloom Shroom later, so it'll be, you know, there's a ton of draws that make the Shroom for 2 really good. Let's see, hopefully this doesn't turn into something ridiculous here. Just a 3-3, which is fine. I think we make the good trade here. It also allows us to Berry Blast this if he's going for Laser Base, so that will kind of delete his turn if he goes for that next turn. As opposed to going face for the 3 damage and letting him conjure, it's definitely not worth it. So that was just turn 2. This board doesn't look like a turn 2 board, but it is. So one of these, since we have 2 of these in hand, one of them can just be used to take out the 3-3, I think. I'll probably Berry Blast here. He might be going for some kind of deadly play. Doesn't really matter which one we hit here. I guess the space-time might just, you know, has more potential. So we'll get rid of that. Like, Icy probably would have used in 2, so at least it's not conjuring now. He took out our Shroom for 2 for free there, but it's not a ton of damage, all things considered. And we still have the 2 Click Peas now alive and well. Well, interesting putting a 2-2 in front of the one in lane 1, even though it's still living. We have like a Bananasaurus Rex. We also have an Imitator, man. Imitator doesn't seem like it sets up well into the B-Rex here, so let's just develop aggression. I mean, with 4 brains, not a easy board for you gigants to deal with. Space-Time's dead, so this thinking cap play is so slow. If Space-Time on the board, obviously those would be playable superpowers. Now they're complete garbage. And he doesn't do anything to negate the 9 damage coming in this turn, so the opponent should be down to 3, and I mean, we'll have 3 lethal minions on the board potentially. Let's keep that, so the B-Rex, actually, this could have been lethal if we would have gone him big in. Opponent's down to 1 health now. I mean, come on, this game's over already, let's be real. Let's be real. So Meteor, and then just like Imitator. Should I do this too? Because why not? Clear the lane? Alright. It's a little weird, but we really don't. He's down to 1 health. Not going to be able to heal, so there's no need to hold that for a later turn. How do we fight you without getting called a sniper? Don't fight me during the streams. Don't intentionally ever try to fight me during the streams. That's all I gotta say. And opponent is spending, but it's not gonna be enough to take out 3 threats, obviously. And Imitator will be lethal. A quick 2-0. Deck is really impressive so far. It seems to do a lot of things really well. A lot of tempo. Double Click Bees, man. Click Bee is so auto-include in every Mega Grow deck, it doesn't even matter. Like, it doesn't even have... I mean, I guess with the Imitator has synergy, we needed another 1-drop. That's why I ran it, but it's like... it doesn't even need synergy with the deck, per se. It's a strong card. Real Mim, welcome. Nice to have you here. Alright, so 3-4. These are decent cards against Immorticia, again, as long as we can dodge that turn 4 Bounty Hunter. Let's see what else we can get here. Wouldn't even mind seeing a Shroom for 2. But okay, now we're going to really be slowing down and playing proper mid-range. Really happy not to see Cheese Cutter, a very common card on turn 1 for Immorticia. But now we just got a Berry Blast in hand. Opponent got Cat Lady. Very unfortunate, unless this just so happens to be a pet deck. It's one of the few cards we actually can't kill with Berry Blast. So we'll pass here. Teleportation Zombie. And yeah, it's imitators into setups. So we want one of the Bananasaurus Rexes to be... this doesn't even play into Area 22. The only thing that could punish this is Vitamin Z. I'm not going to play around that. Not sure what would punish it if we played it dry, but it's just 1 damage, proccing opponent's block meters. This is probably right. And it does block 3 damage if he has the Area 22. Opponent did nothing on turn 3. Big donut. I think now this Bananasaurus Rex is actually going to go here. Because the opponent could teleport in a Bounty Hunter, a number of things that can do 3 damage. Chances of having a pet card to punish this is pretty low. Opponent did use summoning, so there's definitely no bats or anything like that. There's a nibble. And a cyborg. So we're in really good shape. Obviously not doing any damage to the opponent's face, but clearing both of these lanes, including the teleportation zombie. And we are all set up for Gloom Shroom, etc. We can also go Imitator Clickbee here for an extra couple 3/3s. So sure, I'm going to do that. There's possibility of also Clickbee Imitator in order to set up a double Gloom Shroom play for next turn. We also have just like, you know, super and bonus attack. Now the opponent probably doesn't have a superpower. Could have like an alien ooze or a rocket science. Yeah, so we're definitely going to play around that. Probably the most solid play is just dry Gloom Shroom here. A Puff Shroom obviously would clear the field. I think we're going to just dry Gloom Shroom here. And again, it is not only dealing with the cheese cutter, but setting up yet another threat to use the plant food and the blazing bark next turn. So that's 8 damage. That's pretty harsh. Opponent did not have a rocket science, or else I think we would have seen it there to block the 8 damage here. It's just beam me up. So probably don't have to play around rocket now. Here's Imitator now. So plant food does 6 damage. So if we buff this and do plant food, it's going to be 10. And that'll set up Berry Blast to face for lethal. So I think we're going to be hyper aggressive this turn. Because again, even if the opponent doesn't die this turn, they will most certainly die next turn. We'll spam this on the board just to absorb the 3/2. But it's just a Berry Blast to face now. We didn't have an extra sun, but it's a Berry Blast to face next turn if the opponent can somehow survive these monsters going face. There's the rocket science. So maybe the opponent didn't care enough about their health and wanted to really utilize the beam me up. But anyway, GG. Man, this deck is dominating. This is cool. This is very cool. This is a mid-range Captain Combustible deck with no berries, no shtick, just like mushrooms and clickpeas and good cards, man. And Bananasauruses. See, again, here's a Muscle Sprout. Really want to see this going. Double Clickpea, though. I mean, it doesn't get better than that. I think Plant Food's still a little slow here. We'll definitely, play aggressive against Hugh Giganticus, who really just does not have ways of slowing down early game aggression. No Bungee Plumbers, Rolling Stones, anything like that. Just beam me up, which won't even do anything. Come on, Trapper territory. It is HG though. Oh, he got Graveyard. It's HG getting a getting super on turn 1. Who knows what he's gonna do here, man? Double buff shroom's cool. It could be a space time. It's pretty common, but I think not risking it is probably better. Don't have a whole lot to do. I guess we'll just set up Muscle Sprout aggressively and let him conjure. Bonus down to 12. That was turn 2. Yeah, these buff shrooms don't look great. Is that really going to take out both now? That's rough, guys. I think it's probably better to sack. I mean, we could just play this, and then it'll be 3 damage to phase. It'll be less damage to our phase. And then what, just set up like a buff shroom? You could do that. Setting up, obviously, Muscle Sprout as soon as possible is good. This will be a 5-4 next turn. So it's less damage, it's more damage. Alright. Kind of sad, but I think we gotta neutralize the really bad trade here. Should I set up a buff shroom? Alright, let's do it. This 2 damage will proc the block and set up the next cycle of unblocked damage, so that should be fine. Here's 3. Kind of just ignoring the space time. It's unfortunate. There's a Gloom Shroom. So this gets blocked. Yeah, Muscle Sprout's not really available. We're also going to get... I mean, I guess proccing the block is okay here, right? The buff shroom didn't. He had one job. It was to proc the block. He didn't do it. So it's not Muscle Sprout. It's either Plant Food. Plant Food's okay here, especially because we're blocking. Alright, let's do this. So the one power we don't want to see... freeze. It's so annoying. Maybe I probably should have plant fooded this one to play around freeze, so at least 3 damage would hit either way this turn. Get the opponent down to 4. Here's some big in. So it's definitely going here. I'm gonna stand to 3 health now, or just a berry blast away. Gloom Shroom could be good here, but it's probably just Muscle Sprout. Buff Shroom, right? Actually, maybe, how about Gloom in 1? Alright, Gloom in 1 it is. Freeze. It's got a freeze lane 4. It's rough. Yeah, I just need a Berry Blast or a Plant Food or something. Wonder if I played all that correct. We'll take 5. Does Time to Shine wins on this block, so there's a 50% chance of winning on the spot. And we do. Against Captain Combustible, you are never safe, bro. So we really ignored space-time, let him basically infinite conjure, and just turned into a race, and we're faster than he Giganticus, and that's all she wrote. Yes! I mean, it's almost weird that the deck is hitting this hard. But it just, yeah, it just does a bunch of things well. I think keeping Imitator is fine for this deck. There's so many things it goes well into. I think we spam ClickP here. It increases the odds of getting a ClickP on turn 2 since it's shuffling more into our deck. It's a little... We have a turn 2 blind when we have Berry Blast. Alright, so Imitator B-Rex seems good. I don't think we spam the shrooms here. It doesn't seem to do enough. We'll save it for when it actually is, you know, helping a Muscle Sprout or, you know, together with a buff shroom or something. Wow, so we have this play now, actually. I'm gonna go for the Muscle Sprout Shroom for 2 play, I guess. That should hit really hard next turn. That's gonna be with Time to Shine in hand, especially. That is gonna be Alright guys, so here's the combo. This is cool. So it's Muscle Sprout. So this one immediately turns into a 4-3, and now look at this play. I mean, one of the highest value shooting for twos you'll ever see. It's a 4-4 buff on the board. I mean, what does Morticia even do about this now? That is insane. Heck yeah. Game 5, turn 4. So rocketed one of them, but I mean, you know, that's hitting. I guess you can get bats or summoning to deal with this. There it is. But it's just so much. We still have so much tempo on the board. We have a B-Rex now. We always have like win more in our hand, which is awesome, and we're not falling behind. And the Muscle Sprout's still growing. It's so cool. Dang, that buff shroom is awesome also. I mean, it's about as good of a time to shine as we're gonna get, right? Let's just keep hitting face, man. Yee! Down to 8 now. Like, you could deal with the 6-3. It probably will, like... There's the, yeah, evaporate. But now, let's see you deal with the 3-3. Really, not a whole lot of things that Morticia has to deal with that. Nibble? Okay. It's pretty good. Another nibble? Third nibble, let's go! Oh, I really thought she had it. Okay. So now we're doing a whole bunch of nothing burger damage. Here's the block. Okay. But the acid rain is gone, which makes this next play pretty good. And yeah, we just empty. We just try to push face as hard as we can. 2 Gargs on the board is harsh. But what can you do? So, if we can get like one of these Gargs in the water, then hit the opponent for 5 won't be enough, but like for 6, let's see what happens with these Gargs. The Garg placement, more Gargs on the ground is bad. So there's the Deep Sea Garg. So far, so good. Can we like get lane 4? Yes, we win. It's just going to be very blessed to face now. The opponent's down to 2 health. Yep. Got him. That's it. That's it. We got. There's no way. There's no. I don't think there's anything Morticia can do to like insta heal or something like that, right? It was just enough damage. Got really, really good luck with that. So that's awesome. Yes. So we're 5-0. Amazing. And honestly, the thing that carried there was that imitator play. It took so many resources for the opponent to deal with. Eventually, we just did, you know, a big time to shine on turn 5, which did, you know, a really big chunk of the opponent's health, and the rest is history. Yes. Okay, so how do we do this? I think keeping, well, you can keep 1 for Cheese Cutter and 1 for, alright, let's get rid of the 5-drop first and see where we're at. Against a hardy hero, this is a little rough. I'd say against anything that's not hardy, this would be a lot better. Let's keep 1 of the Shroom for 2. So, alright, it's this hand. It's Meteor also. So we'll play around Total Eclipse, play this on Heights. Yeah, let's just go fast, especially against Smash, who passes turn 1. Not really much of a, you know... Not really any... Smash doesn't have any tricks on turn 1, like a summoning. Like, there's... If they pass on turn 1, it's a pretty clear sign of weakness. This is a very strong play, too. You want to keep the team up alive. So you put the Buff Shroom in front of that. So we have 4 damage. And again, even in Biggin or Rolling Stone, it still... makes his Cheese Cutter die. So that's awesome. Was going for a Cheese Cutter Rolling Stone on 2. Pretty good play by the opponent. But yeah, I guess if he develops lane 1, we'll go Punish Room. If not, we'll just go Muscle Sprout now. I'm gonna put the Muscle Sprout. Alright, we're gonna go Meteor. It's slow, but we can't have Gargs coming onto this board. We just can't afford it. It's too bad. It's a nibble. Heals a little bit. Doesn't do a whole lot, though. Still 3 damage coming in. Opponent has 3 cards. Let's try to really, again, gain some tempo before these, really wish that Meteor, that we had Berry Blast last turn, because then we could do a double play here. Opponent is clearly going for some Gargs here. So I think a Garg developed here can die kind of to Gloomshroom in lane 1. It'll be enough damage to finish off basically anything. Heal. But not a tempo play. So there's Supernova. So this is fine. It basically... It kind of kills the Supernova for free. Does Plant Food do the same thing? Plant Food will be 3, 3, and 1. I think we're gonna need the Plant Food is gonna be a bigger shot later, and this does again develop Gloomshroom, so that's good. Now it's a 5/5. So if, for example, he plays a defensive ends, you know, a Plant Food will kill it. So let's play on curve, and we'll go Muscle Sprout, and we'll do Punisher. So it's a 4/3. Honestly, 3 cost 4/3 that can still grow and still get value is really good. Smashing that's fine. And the opponent seems to not have... Well, we'll see if they have a Garg on 7 now. Which, again, even if it's like Garg throwing Garg, the Plant Food is pretty good against that. So we obviously have to do this play. There isn't... I mean... We could go Gloomshroom. Instead of Plant Fooding, we could ditch that and go Gloomshroom... We could play on curve and develop a lot of tempo on this, a lot of damage to face. It means this one dies, though. Suppose if we Plant Food... This will be 6 damage. The Garg coming in could be bad, but it's not that bad. Alright, I think let's do this. And again, the Garg throwing Garg dies in 1 shot, so there's only 1 Garg getting spawned out of it. Interesting how we're seeing so many Garg throwing Gargs today, just being played dry. So let's hope just... I think Deep Sea Garg is probably overall the best, because we'll win this race if that happens. That's fine. That Smashing Garg could just die here. That one went face. Let's see if this one can hit the smash. Please? Yes! So that was a good trade. And now Plant Food's lethal in 2. So that's awesome. And that should do it. As long as we dodge Zombot exactly, we will win this game. With 7 bullseye to face. So nice saving Plant Food there. That is not Zombot. And that'll do it, guys. Okay. Boy stays alive. It's a good thing we developed the 1 damage. Can we not roll a 3, please? Yeah! Imitator! Let's go! Awesome! The 1 damage from Imitator getting it done. And look at this deck roll, opponents. I mean, we're 6-0. Come on! This is so fun! Honestly, the amount of things that this deck has solved in PvZ Heroes is like... It's a Combustible deck, by the way. No repeat loss or any of that. Shroom for 2 and Buff Shroom and Punish Shroom seem to be at least getting the job done. If not, really, really, you know, performing very, very well. How do we do this now? 3, 4, 5? Let's try it. I just want to keep experimenting. Now we're 6-0 and the bets are already settled. I kind of just want to play around with stuff. We dodged the cheese cutter. We're getting a couple of good breaks. The Muscle Sprouts have been incredible. I mean, the Muscle Sprouts, the amount of value and amount of resources they're absorbing from opponents for a 3-cost card has actually been legit. Like, not just fine, have been amazing. They've been these sources of power that are just so cheap and just naturally synergize with the deck. Imitator is popping off today. I mean, we know Imitator is good, but this is another level of Imitator. I'm gonna go, I think, double Buff Shroom next turn into Gloom Shroom, so this should be a really good setup play here. Probably doesn't have a 1-drop to drop ship in. Okay. Okay. So that's going to be a 4/7 against Captain Combustible. That's a tough cookie. There's Imitator, man. So let's assume this is a 4/7. So there's nothing that's going to trade well. I think we'll... It's got to be Buff Shroom there, right? It's a lot of tempo. Ton of tempo. I think because, well, maybe the little one should actually match up against this. Then it'll get it down to 5 health. 3 if we can get the right Punish Room shots. It would have to be 2. It would have to... No, it'll be 1 Punish Room shot. We'll get it down to 50-50. All right. Actually, I'm gonna go face. I want to keep the shrooms alive. It's probably better. 4/8. I don't know why I thought 4/7. Because my math. Oh no! So Secret Agent Teleportation Zombie straight into the 4/8 swimmer. So it's just a race now, man. And I don't even know if we're winning it. Probably not. Oh, yes we are. Rolled a 1. So now what? Just the Punisher, maybe? Because then we can set up like Gloom Shroom Time to Shine. Gloom Shroom here is not terrible. It's also on curve. We can also get double Punish Room next turn. I feel like the Gloom Shroom Time to Shine is what's going to win us this game, so I'm just going to go with my gut and do that play. I'll settle the bets up for you guys. The answer is yes. Wow. 45% voted yes. You guys did not believe. Nice. I hope I didn't miss shouting someone out for this deck idea. I probably did miss a shout out. Where did I get this deck idea from? Imitator Muscle Sprout. I don't have a name down, but... What is this, OTK Cat Lady? He's running this? Oh. It's OTK Cat... Bye, Cat Lady. Okay. Ow. So now what do we do? It's gotta be Time to Shine on the teleportation zombie to slow this play down, and hopefully, well, I mean, even the 4 damage now, that's not bullseye, is not going to be enough, so not only messing up the opponent's play, putting lethal damage on the board, especially with these the Punish Room shots, but also probably making us block, and then summoning. Skunk Ilya Punk. Is that it? Rocket now in 3? Why there, though? Not even proccing our block this turn. Bro, what? Is that the opponent just conceding? I don't understand. Is there something the opponent can do like Bullseye that's gonna... I just set up a Punish Room here. It's basically invincible. I mean, the chance of it going face now, double Punish Room, is so high. It's gotta just be Punish Room. 7-Eleven! Welcome to 7-Eleven, guys. May I take your order? And just absorbing shots from Punish Room by spamming on the board. So this has to be the play. This 5 damage doesn't even necessarily kill us. So now the chances of something going face when this dies are pretty high. Like with 2 shots, 2 out of 4, so it's about a 50% chance, I think, of lethal. Did not hit it. Don't roll 1. Yes. And that'll be guaranteed lethal. It's 4 damage. Yes. This legit is my new favorite deck. How good is this deck, guys? With Buff Shroom, Punish Shroom, and Muscle Sprout. Who would have known? I'm sure we did, like, Shrooms with Muscle Sprout before, but I'm sure I leaned into it way too hard. I'm guessing that was the problem. Like, probably ran, like, Lily of the Valley in that deck, and just, like, was way too reliant on Shroom for 2 for the deck to be good. Now we're just, like, doing with Imitator. Like, you don't need... you don't need anything for your Muscle Sprouts to be decent. Oh, this is solid here. It's got 2 click P's, so I mean, it's gonna kiss his tushy goodbye. I'll keep a Berry Blast, why not? Probably clear a lane, if not, it'll just be reach for the, for when this guy inevitably gets really low in health against double click P. This is incredible! I'm playing this deck offline. This is my new deck. This is literally my new deck. Oh, we got some Muscle Sprout stuff here. Got it all going now. And again, against the space-time play, we have the exact same thing as last time, which means we Berry Blast here if he passes. If he doesn't pass, we'll set up Muscle Sprout. If not, we'll just Berry Blast on 3, Muscle Sprout, Shroom for 2 on 4. It's a really strong play. Totally fine. I might even... We haven't seen a superpower from him. We have to play around Chop. So again, against the pass, you play around Laser Base Alpha. I'm not gonna do this because it gives us tempo next turn. And again, we didn't see telepathy, right? We didn't see it. So we probably should be playing around Chop, right? It's just a lot of damage that we'd be losing. Of course, Laser Base Alpha, played around that perfect. And now it's going to be Muscle Sprouts on height, so it doesn't hit the second Laser Base. There's Telepathy. And it's going to be Shroom for 2 and Puff Shroom, and it's going to be a lot of damage. Here's Imitator if we want to get even greedier. So, it's not Pogo. I was thinking about playing around Pogo here. Pogo it is not. It is a 2-coster. So this is going to do, again, 3, 4, 5. In fact, the opponent can't play any superpowers here because he's definitely at 0. So I guess this is, we're going to go face as hard as we can here. And take the damage. So I'm just going to do it like this. Probably buffing the Puff Shroom was actually better. No, I didn't play on Ice Pirate. Oh, I should have definitely buffed the Puff Shroom to play on Ice Pirate there. Damn, that sucks. We would have gotten 5 damage instead of 1. Ooh, that's actually pretty significant for this game here. Now let's see what happens. The opponent is somewhat likely holding Chop in hand. This is like a turn 6 play. It's only turn 5. I really have to not play too hard into Chop here. It's either opponent played again. Could be deadly. Ooh, I kind of dropped the ball this game. Alright, I think I'm gonna go... It's a pretty good play. We're gonna go Shroom for 2, and then Imitator into Buff Shroom for next turn. So I'll spam the Imitator now, why not? Does the opponent have Chop? Again, it's either Chop, Super, or Deadly in hand. There's the Chop. Damn it. We might actually lose this game now. This Kite Flyer drawing the cards is really strong, too. See what's in the block box? Definitely not time to shining for 1 damage. It's not on the menu. I'd love to see some gloom shrooms coming up. So this is going to be a big boy board right now with the double buff shroom. It's actually triple buff shroom. Let's just calculate where we want the big minion. Obviously the smaller one we want to be in the laser base. Look at this play, guys. I love this. Another one. Another one. We could time to shine for 4 damage and prevent him from getting a card. That's got to be enough value, right? Then again, what are you going to give me back? You'll give me back the buff shroom in lane 1 maybe, but that's just more value. So you give me back maybe like the puff shroom, I guess? I think the puff shroom is probably overall the best one to bounce here. The 4/4. Gave me shroom for 2, it's just extra value? That's about. He took a look at my tier list where I put puff shroom in S tier, he's like, no. But yeah, this is just more cards, so... Yeah, the sun, the one, you know, the 1 sun versus 0 for puff shroom is not going to matter here. I'd love to top deck gloom shroom, obviously. We have all these shrooms on the board and a lot of things to clear. Honestly, though, we're kind of clearing this board. Really nice we got rid of the kite flyer, because now the opponent is really running out of cards. Top deck gloom shroom! If we could clear the laser base with this is going to be a really strong play. I'm a little reluctant to put this here, but it is really strong. Yeah, let's do it, guys. Pirate. Just hopefully dodging like teleportation zombie. There he has a rocket either way, so that's fine. But it means the 4/2 lives. So we have 4 damage and then 3 coming into his face, and the opponent's environment break that's guaranteed lethal. And we're completing the 8 and 0 with this deck. And it's not even a joke. The deck not only, it's not like Fluke won 8 games. The deck just dominated. It just completely outvalued every opponent we played against, and also has these really strong, you know, finishing elements with the plant foods and the time to shines and all the very high damage potential cards we're running in this deck. Absolute madness. Absolute insanity. Definitely didn't expect the 8-0, but yeah, man. Yes. Yes. Look at this deck. I'm so happy. I mean, this is the kind of thing that keeps PvZ Heroes fun, man. People keep asking me how I haven't gotten burnt out of this game after, you know, playing for, it's over 8 years now I've been playing this game, making content. And this is why. We've never done a deck like this before. We've done mid with Imitator, and we've tried a bunch of really bad decks with Muscle Sprout and Shrooms, but somehow, some way, putting that all together really, really got it done. Clean is correct. Amazing. I'm playing this. This is the. I play PvZ Heroes in my free time. This is definitely the deck I'm playing, man. I love this. Of course, it's going on YouTube. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you in the next one. Peace. This is Fry.